They say that James Gunn's Superman film is a little more than half done. We've seen what Corn Sweat is going to look like as Superman. Well, kinda, sorta. We've seen the Kent farm. We've seen what characters are going to be in it, and we've seen the cast. Are you excited about this? Are you concerned about this? Do you think it's going well? Do you think it's going bad? Let's talk about it. This is the Sox Rocker Show. Well, hello, my friends. It's been a while. I've been on vacation in Florida, and to be honest, I wish I was still there. But I'm back, and it's time for another Sox show. Now, my last two shows were more or less centered on the same subject, and that was this. The famous, what in the hell is that corn sweat Superman suit? Well, prepare to flame my ass, because today I'm going to talk about farmhouses, and more specifically, honest to goodness, Kansas farmhouses. Now, this is an actual Kansas farmhouse, and this is also an actual Kansas farmhouse. This and this, those are both Kansas farmhouses, and even these are honest to goodness Kansas farmhouses. Now, why am I showing you these at all? Well, simply because this is not an honest to goodness Kansas farmhouse. In fact, it's not even a farmhouse at all. It's what most folks on the planet know as a ranch style house. They call them ranch style houses, well, because it's what you see on, you guessed it, ranches. Now, I hate to be a stickler here, and I know once again I'm going to be labeled as a gun hater, and as Snyder called us, but bro, come on. If you're going to make a movie about Superman, aka Clark Kent, whom everybody on the entire planet knows, well, except for maybe James Gunn, it seems, grew up on a farm in Smallville, Kansas, you'd think that one would maybe, well, you know, use an actual farmhouse to film said movie. Especially if this is going to be the be-all, end-all, greatest Superman movie of all time. Heck, superhero movie of all time. The one that's going to save DC and WB from perpetual tax write-off servitude. I just don't get it. The suit Gunn picked for Corn Sweat is less than stellar, and I don't care what anyone says. The one for the engineer just plain sucked. Now, yes, anything and everything can be fixed and or manipulated via CGI later, but I'm kind of thinking that Gunn wants to be so vastly different from what Zack Snyder was doing before him that he's just going way, way off the beaten path just to prove it. Now, I've said 100 times here, and I'll say it again, I really want Gunn to succeed here because DC fans, let me say that again, DC fans deserve it. But man, I just can't figure out what the hell he's thinking at all. And as I've also said 100 times here with Gunn, only time will tell. Now, speaking of the man that every gun baby loves to hate, you know, Zack Snyder, well, it seems that Variety reported recently that WB, yes, WB is in early development stages of creating a 300 TV series, and wouldn't y'all know it, deals are being negotiated for Zack Snyder himself to not only direct but also executive produce the series. And I think this is great news. It shows that WB obviously knows that Zack and his work is not only in demand but also profitable. Now, some might wonder why he would even consider working with a company that screwed him over at all. Who knows? Maybe it's the proverbial olive branch to get him back into the fold. The man is insanely popular no matter how much the Gunn disciples hate him, and I find it highly entertaining that yes, he may in fact be going back to WB, but he is in no way will be under the Gunn regime, at least not as of yet. Remember, it wasn't too long ago when Zack said himself that he would consider returning to DC, but only if he could do his take on The Dark Knight Returns. And it's no big secret that Zack was visualizing that story when he cast and directed Ben Affleck for his version of Batman. Yeah, I know, I'm getting way ahead of myself here, but it wasn't too long ago when many people believed that WB had burned the Zack Snyder bridge into oblivion and that he would no way ever consider stepping back into the WB offices ever again? Well, it looks like the impossible just might happen here, and it makes good business sense for WB to keep Zack under the WB radar again, just in case. Now, how much you want to bet that the whole move the Snyderverse to Netflix thing goes poof? Well, that's it for this show. Feel free to tell me what you think about anything I've discussed today. And while you're at it, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next Sock Show. Thanks so much for stopping by. As always, God bless. Socks out. Hey, wait a minute. Don't go away. I'm not done yet. So tell me, what do you think? Do you think this is WB's way of keeping Zack around, getting him back underneath the WB umbrella just in case Gunn doesn't deliver? A backup plan maybe, because Zack is just as popular as he ever was, if not more, regardless of what all the haters say. Gunn hasn't done anything since Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So think about that. Dwell on that and let me know what you think. Catch you at the next show.